Imagine joining your middle school math class via Zoom in 2020, and like 5 minutes in, these people start creating a democracy. This is exactly what happened to me my seventh grade year. I had logged on to Zoom, and our math teacher was talking to us about like the end of the year. This was about a week before school ended, and our math teacher's talking to us, and she just drops that like the sixth graders that she was teaching had a math president this whole time. And so our seventh grade minds were like, what? Why didn't we have this honor of having a president? We just could not fathom it, that maybe we weren't trustworthy. And so we decide the next class period, so tomorrow, I think this was like a Monday, so tomorrow we are going to immediately elect a math president. And everybody agreed this was like the best idea we had ever had in our entire life. That just goes to show how like backwards our minds were, that we were like, yeah, we need a math president to inflict order upon ourselves. But I mean, that's what we came up with. And so we finish talking for the end of the day, and we go, and the next day we log on and we make a poll because it was Zoom, and we elect this dude. I'll call him L. And so L, being the wonderful, wonderful student that he is, was like, you know what? We are going to stop having warm-ups, math warm-ups. And immediately every single person in that room goes, wait, he can just do that? We don't need to have math warm-ups now? And the teacher, like, oh my goodness, I feel so bad for her. She's like trying to keep order. She's like, no, no, guys, you see, the math president can only have some types of abilities. He can't just like completely get rid of math warm-ups. But maybe he can help make them. But this was not good enough for our seventh grade minds. We needed to have those math warm-ups gone from the face of the earth. So we start to like riot. I think immediately turned on their mic and started probably yelling. I don't exactly remember, but I remember it was unruly. She's trying to reason with us. No, no, guys, please, like listen. Maybe we don't have to have math warm-ups for this week. This was a masterful play on her part because it was the final week of school. We didn't have to have math warm-ups anyway this week. So she was just using the math president, like pretending that he had any power by telling him that like yeah, he could get rid of the math warm-ups because it was the final week of school. They didn't even matter anymore. And so this math president, like the power goes to his head. He's like, I'm gonna elect my cabinet officials. He elects his best friend as like VP. And we didn't even vote on this guy. He just decided that he was going to be vice president. And then he's like, okay, we need a director of math. The director of math did absolutely nothing. This guy just like walked around and not walked around. He it was online. He just thought he was cool. And so everybody was just like, wow, these guys are like the top of their game. They know what's going on. Like we had no idea what we were getting ourselves into with this one. So anyway, like the year goes by, and by that I mean a single week now goes by. We're on summer break. Everybody's immediately forgotten about the math. And so we walk into school, eighth grade year. No more COVID. I mean, we had masks, but didn't really matter. We were together. And one of the kids goes, "Hey, what about math president?" You could see the look of absolute sadness on our teacher's face as she realizes she's going to have to deal with another year of these students. And mind you, we were the advanced math students. We weren't like all those other kids. We were actually we were smart. We knew what we were doing. Borderline, like we did not know what we were doing. We just masqueraded as it. We we were simultaneously a week ahead and a week behind for every single week of that school year. Like she would come up and talk to us and be like, "Guys, we need to kind of like step up our game a little bit, you know? We can't be just doing nothing, and then we'd be like, okay, and then we'd lock in for about a week, and then we'd come into school the next week. She'd be like, guys, we're like 3 weeks ahead of class of every other school, and then we'd be like, wow, we were like 2 months behind a couple like a day or two ago. It was just crazy every day. So we come into class after that last day, and she has us vote again. And the same kid, Mr. L, wins again. And this kid hated me, like with a passion. I still don't exactly know why. I think they the whole class kind of blamed me for quote unquote spoiling WandaVision, but what they fail to remember is that I didn't actually spoil anything. I was talking about how I was watching it, and some kid was like, "Oh, WandaVision? Yeah, this is what happens." And they were the ones that spoiled it, but everyone attributes it to me because I just so happened to be the kid that was talking about it first. So, I mean, completely unfair. B- But anyway, we go, and the first week of this new math presidency is great. We're having the time of our lives. Like the math president can do whatever he wants, and by whatever he wants, I mean he can like kind of control the room. Like everybody respects him as the president, but we're all in person now, so we like he has his whole cabinet sit to one corner of the room, and like everybody else is like, okay, I guess he just sits over with his best friends now. I think he might have even controlled the seating chart. Like I'm not quite sure what the actual like stipulations were. A- All I know is that he had way too much power for like what his actual title was. And damn, I mean, you see that? That was a ton of things. That was really impressive. So anyway, this guy sits off to the corner. He doesn't care about any of us. We all just know he just wants to sit with his friends. And we're all talking one day, and this guy goes, "Hmm, what could make this place better?" And every single one of us is like, "Get rid of the math." And the teacher's like, I feel so bad for her. She's like, no, no, guys, we can't get rid of the math. We're a math class. And everybody's like, they start chanting, no math, no math, no math. She's like, no, no, please, guys, come on. Like we need to have math. Like this is a math class. Like remember, we're the advanced math class. Every single one of those kids hated math. Like not a single one of us. You could even ask any one of them now. Every single one of those kids would be like, yeah, no, I hated math. And it was not because of her. She was a wonderful teacher. Math is just it's just so difficult to experience. And so we're talking to her, right? And eventually we create the like almost 10 commandments of the math. Like we create like what the or not the 10 commandments, the Constitution. We create what the president can and cannot do. And that is for the next video because this one's already gone a little too long. So, yeah, stay tuned for math class.